Hello. We are going to read our wonder story for the week. So this story is called Choo Choo Gulp, and it is written by Laura Thompson. And if Laura Thompson wrote the words in the story, what is the special name for her? She is the author, very good. And then Jarrett J. Kososhka drew the pictures. So what is the special name for the person who drew the pictures? The illustrator. Very good. You guys remember that so well. So let's dive right into our story, Choo Choo Gulp. What do you think it's going to talk about based on just looking at the cover of our picture? What do you think it might be about? Yeah, we might be talking about maybe food or maybe what people like to eat, right? So let's see what these children like to eat and see what we're going to read about. All right, so let's get started. Eating isn't hard to do. Follow us, we'll show you. Swirl it. What's he swirling? His mashed potatoes. Ooh, did you guys have that at Thanksgiving? I love mashed potatoes. Curl it. What's she curling? Spaghetti, right? Ooh, I love spaghetti. Do you guys curl your spaghetti or do you cut it before you eat it? Because some people eat it differently. You could swirl the spaghetti and put it all on your fork, or some people like to cut it up so it's just in a smaller bites and you can just easily scoop it up. Which way do you like to eat spaghetti? Cool. Everybody's different. Isn't that interesting? Scoop it. She's eating some pudding and she's scooping it with her spoon. Loop it. Ooh, do you know what this is? Licorice. Have you ever tried licorice before? Yeah. Pretty good. Prod it. So he's checking his tomato. He's prodding his tomato, which means he's kind of like touching it, poking it. He's trying to see how fresh it is or how firm it is. Like if you're going to the grocery store, you might feel or before you eat it out of your fridge, you might feel it and see how if it feels like it's like crunchy, or it might be firm, or it might be super soft. And if it's super soft, maybe it won't taste as yummy. Sometimes. So that's what people will do sometimes. They'll kind of feel the vegetable or the fruit to decide if it's like super fresh and if they want to buy it. Pop it. What's that? Popcorn. Choo choo gulp. All right, there they are eating their pancakes. Do you like pancakes? Yeah, and another food people like to eat that's kind of like pancakes is French toast. Have you had French toast before? That's another great breakfast food. What are some other great breakfast foods that you like to eat? Ooh, that sounds delicious. Sip it. So she's drinking some, do you know what that is? Milk, very good. And nip it. So nip is like a little bite. So he's taking a little bite of his green beans. Pick it. So he's picking his grapes. Lick it. Ooh. Ice cream. What's your favorite kind of ice cream? Oh, that sounds delicious. My favorite is chocolate chip cookie dough. I am such an ice cream fan. Nibble it. So he's taking some nibbles. Again, those are small bites of his bread. Crumble it. So cookies are making a lot of crumbs, so then that's crumbling. Jab, jab, poke. So see, they're jabbing at the sausage and poking it so that they can get it with their fork and eat it. Munch it, crunch it. So he's munching on an apple, good. And then she's crunching on a carrot. I love those healthy foods. Chop it, corn on the cob. Chop it. And he's chopping up his banana instead of peeling it and eating it right away. He wants to chop it. That's great. Gobble it. Ooh, what's she having? Ooh, a hot dog. And guzzle it. So he's guzzling or drinking his juice. Slurp, slurp, burp. Uh-oh. They're having soup. Ooh, soup is so good to have in the cold months. Do you like to have soup? Oh, it's so yummy. Easy as pie. What's your favorite kind of pie? Ooh, that's a good one. My favorite is apple pie. Oh my goodness, I wonder if that's apple pie. We can imagine our favorite pie is in there. Now you try. All right, nice job. So what were some of the foods that the children were eating? What did you see the children eating? If you don't remember right away, I'll try and give you some peeks at the story. Pancakes, ice cream, grapes, apples and carrots. Yeah, and we saw they were eating hot dogs. Good. Which foods do you like to eat? Were there any in the story that you also like to eat? That's awesome. And which foods looked like the most fun to eat? Do you think maybe eating spaghetti might be fun? Twirling it with your fork? Yeah, or maybe you like to lick ice cream. Maybe that's really fun for you. Or corn on the cob. Great job. So friends, a lot of these foods are like each other. So you might notice that some of them were breakfast foods, like pancakes. You could have sausages at breakfast time too. Some of them were snacks like grapes or apples or carrots. And some of them were like dinner foods, or you could have this at lunch too, but like a hot dog, things like that. So friends, what you're gonna do is kind of think about how some of these foods are like each other. What are some other foods that might be like each other? Maybe an apple and a grape. How are they like each other? Yeah, they're both fruit. Good. How about how they feel? Or when you bite into them? They're kind of crunchy, right? So they're kind of like each other, that they're crunchy. And then also like corn, that's also something crunchy that you could talk about. And then it doesn't have to be something from the book, but when you're going to draw a picture about something, foods that have they're like each other. So they could be like each other, that they're both breakfast food, or they're both lunch food, both dinner, or you could think about how they feel. How do these foods feel? How are they like each other? Or maybe like a burger and a hot dog. Burger and hot dogs are like each other because you can eat them they can eat them with bread, or they're both meat. So things like that. So what I want you to do is draw a picture of two foods, or it could be more than two foods if you want, but of a couple foods that are like each other. So maybe it could be some of your favorite foods, or it could just be foods that you're thinking of. And again, it could be something from our stories and that we talked about, or it could be something that you think of all on your own. And when you do that picture, I would love to see a picture of that on the homeroom app, so I can see your beautiful work, the picture that you drew, and so I can see how well you remember the story and how well you were listening, because I love to see it. So I will look forward to seeing those, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Bye!